You love your iPhone, but you just don't want to be on it all the time. Focus mode on your iPhone or iPad is one of the most powerful ways you can put limits on when and how you use your device. It's a perfect solution if digital minimalism is something you're trying to put in place in your life. If you're trying to use your phone more intentionally, learning why and how to set up focus modes across all your Apple devices is one of the most useful things you can do. The thing is that although focus is good, it probably shouldn't be so difficult to get your head around and figure out how to set it up. We already have notification control, and the vast majority of people don't use them. So maybe giving people another whole menu of choices about how to set them up seems like overkill. This is a little guide to help you get started on using focus modes simply and experimenting till it works best for you. What is focus mode and what does it allow you to do? It might help you to think of focus as the more advanced and more specific child of do not disturb. It's a great way to stay productive and organized, but can be a little complicated and at times hard to please. It allows you to set specific times for tasks such as work, study, or leisure activities like reading a book. During these times, notifications are silenced and you can focus on the task without distractions. Hello deep work and reading without interruptions. This feature also allows you to customize your own focus list of apps that you want to use during your designated time period. This means that only those apps will be available during your specified time frame, allowing you to stay focused on your goals rather than the other stuff that pulls you away and sucks up your time. You can also silence all notifications from incoming calls, messages, emails, and other apps, while still allowing important notifications through. This helps you stay connected with important people in your life while still being able to concentrate on what you need to do. I know I have to stay contactable by my daughter's schools, so that works for me. Here's how you can set it up quickly. When you first start to set focus up, it can seem a little daunting. There are lots of choices and a lot of ways you can tweak it. In fact, it may take a while before you get the combination of settings that works best for your lifestyle. But in the end, it'll be worth it. Even if you use the top end controls like I do rather than burrowing into super customization. I mean, who has the time? So let's start with those basics. Begin to focus using Control Center. You access focus mode via your Control Center, swipe down from the upper right corner, and you'll see the focus button with an icon next to it. By default, it will be the moon icon. When tapped, it'll activate your primary Do Not Disturb profile. If you tap anywhere else in the button, you'll see a selection of other profiles that you can activate. Once you start using focus modes more often, the displayed icon will default to the last focus mode you've used. Tap on the three dots to the right of each button and you can set the length of time you want that focus profile to be active, or you can tap the settings button to tweak the settings for that focus. Perhaps the best way to start is to go to Settings, then Focus, where you can set up all the various focus profiles you're planning to use. You can choose from a list of presets or create your own custom focus modes. When you first open the focus page in your settings, you'll see a list of several profiles, starting with that basic Do Not Disturb and then going on to others such as personal, sleep, and work. If you tap on the plus sign in the upper right corner of the screen, you'll find more, including driving, fitness, gaming, mindfulness, and reading. If none of those suits you, you can create a custom profile. For now, let's stick with managing notifications and on-off times for these focus modes. Focus lets you specify people or apps that can continue to notify you even if you have Do Not Disturb active. For example, you may want to allow calls to come in from family members or notifications from your work Slack. In iOS 16, you also now have the option to silence notifications from specific people or apps. To make these exceptions, tap on the People or Apps boxes to get to the Notifications page. This will bring you to two separate menus. That's because you can now mix and match. For example, you could choose to allow notifications from people, but silence notifications from apps. Just note that the Notifications page could differ depending on your phone or device. Focus modes work best when they're seamless. Some focus modes you'll want to turn on manually, but for others, Apple gives you the option to program when they'll activate. You can automate focus modes to activate at a set time or location, or when you open a particular app. Under the Turn On Automatically menu in the Do Not Disturb or Other Profile page, hit Add Schedule to access one of these options. You're not locked into any one setting either. For example, you can have the Do Not Disturb focus activated at a set time when you arrive at the office and whenever you open the Netflix app. And if that's something that happens often, for example, when you go to read in the evenings, activate Smart Activation, which will, hopefully, learn your habits and turn on Do Not Disturb when you need it. And if it gets things wrong, you can always turn it off. Focus works across all your devices. There's a toggle that lets you share the profiles across all your various Apple devices, which is great to make sure you stay in that same focus mode, whatever device you happen to be using. And that goes for your Apple Watch too. Keep in mind, if you want to use this method across all your devices, they'll all need to be running the most recent software. The Focus app can be really useful by helping you concentrate when you need to and letting you relax when you want to, keeping unwanted calls and texts from waking you at night and keeping you safe from distractions when driving. It may take a while to figure out which profiles you want to set up and to discover what combination of factors works best for you, because to be honest, I think Apple have made it customizable, but probably too complicated for most people. But once you've got it working, Focus can really make things easier for you. I'm Saab Johal and this is Apple Plus. Maybe try this video next and consider subscribing. I'll catch you back here again soon.